truth. The way vultures abandon patience, they circle first, evidence arrives later. A rumor falls from heaven, and suddenly every vacant tongue discovers a vocation. Slander becomes liturgy, speculation becomes scripture. Certainty requires neither witness nor wisdom, only an audience hungry enough to applaud. There exists a peculiar poverty, more devastating than famine. It starves the intellect while feeding the appetite for spectacle. These merchants of deformation do not seek understanding, they see the exhilaration of destruction. Their imagination produces more corpses than history. Their certainty outpaces their discipline, their outrage exceeds their honesty. They crucify by implication, sentence by association, and decorate ignorance with the ornaments of conviction. They mistake noise for courage, volume for evidence, suspicion for discernment. The mob has always loved the luxury of borrowed certainty, thinking demands labor. Condemnation requires only an impulse. Every civilization eventually discovers its barbarian. Some arrive with torches, others arrive holding smartphones, harvesting reputations as though another person's honor were merely fuel for another evening's entertainment. They inherit every freedom, choose purchase, then squander it on fantasies. Their own minds mistake for revelation. Their greatest achievement is not deception, it is persuading themselves that discipline is weakness, fairness is compromise, and restraint is surrender. Yet history has never crowned the loudest voice, only the one that remained faithful when frenzy became fashionable. Break the polite little language that made rotten men sound important. Call them what they are, not visionaries, not patrons, not complicated men, not troubled geniuses, not tragic figures. Call them buyers of human ruin. Call them patrons of the locked room. Call them parasites with passports. Call them old hunger in new suits. Call them men. Do not search for home. Search the guest list. Search the harbor. Search the flight path. Search the smiling photograph where every man stands close enough to know better. Hill got tired of basement, sit bar, oceanfront. It learned tax law, it learned philanthropy. It learned how to shake hands without leaving fingerprints. A poor man gets raided before sunrise. A rich man gets invited after rumors. A poor man gets shackles, a rich man gets complicated. That is the spell, that is the sewer. Beneath the marble, degenerate billionaires do not need masks when the whole world has been trained to admire the face. They wear charity like cologne over something that they build. Hospitals with money made from sickness. They fund the schools after purchasing the silence of children. They speak of innovation with breath that smells like locked doors. Do not tell me the room was innocent. The room had eyes, the room had ears, the room had drivers, pilots, assistants, lawyers, bankers, editors, guards, friends, hosts, men who laugh too softly, women who looked away, and institutions that learned how to swallow, screamed if the check cleared. That is not mystery, that is maintenance. A monster does not remain powerful because no one sees him. A monster remains powerful because everyone near him finds a reason to keep eating. The fish was rotten, the table kept serving, the guests kept chewing, the music kept playing, the cameras kept sleeping, the papers kept waiting, the donors kept donating, the cowards kept calling it not working. Look at them, old boys with young blood under their fingernails, smiling for magazines, floating above consequence in tailored little clouds. Their souls are not deep, they are expensive holes. They bought every pleasure except innocence, every room except peace, everybody except their own reflection. The rich man's sinner rise with staff. Someone books it, someone drives it, someone cleans it, someone folds the towel, someone locks the door, someone burns the note, someone says, I only handled logistics. That sentence belongs in the museum of human filth. I only handled logistics. So did the men who loaded trains, so did the clerk who stamped papers, so did the guard who opened gates. Small hands have always helped great evil. Pretend it had no helpers. Do not bring me a conspiracy when the banquet is standing in daylight. Do not bring me secret symbols when the invoices already stink. Do not bring me a fantasy map when the real road has toll signatures, settlements, non-disclosure agreements, and men who became rich selling other people back to themselves. They called him financier, they called him investor, they called him donor, they called him connected, they called him brilliant because money has always been the cheapest translator for moral rot. It turns greed into eccentric, it turns predator into bachelor, it turns trafficking into scandal, it turns victims into footnotes, it turns witnesses into problems, it turns shame into a scheduling conflict. High society is often just low desire. With chandeliers, a tuxedo does not cleanse. A rotten hand, a private jet does not lift a soul. A foundation does not baptize the fortune. A wing on a university does not return one stolen childhood. They knew enough, maybe not every room, maybe not every hour, maybe not every name, but enough to pause, enough to ask, enough to stop, enough to want, enough to leave, enough to never return. They stay, that is the verdict. They stay because the wine was good. They stay because access is a drug. They stay because billionaires turn weak people into furniture. The lawyer became furniture, the banker became furniture, the banker became Their bedrooms become markets, their friendships become trades, their dinners become auctions, their laughter sounds leaves, their touch feels purchased, their names grow famous while their hearts remain unfit for ordinary love. That is why they hate the poor still know how to need one another. The poor still know how to eat a bachelor. It turns trafficking into scandal. It turns victims into footnotes. It turns witnesses into problems. It turns shame into a scheduling conflict. High society is often just low desire. With chandeliers, a tuxedo does not cleanse. A rotten hand, a private jet does not lift a soul. A foundation does not back the tide. It shook hands with men who later claimed their hands were clean. But clean hands do not leave fingerprints on locked doors. Clean hands do not sign checks over screens. Clean hands do not sit smiling beside ruin and call it networking. The rich do not get a softer name for evil. The rich do not get a gentler word for harm. The rich do not get to purchase for and call it innocence. The rich do not get to bury girls under etiquette. High society has golden doors, dead souls, clean plates, dirty floors, rich men buying hoes. High society has locked rooms, long nights. The poor get cages, the rich get time. The poor get mug shots, the rich get statements. The poor get raised, the rich get patience. The poor get judgment, the rich get delay. The poor get prison, the rich get away. Until the names are read, until the flights are counted, until the seal rooms open, until the paid silence breaks, until every donor wall starts looking like evidence. A monster alone is only a monster. A monster with friends becomes a culture. A monster with lawyers becomes a system. A monster with donors becomes respected. A monster with newspapers becomes misunderstood. A monster with money becomes invited. And any world that worships money should stop acting shocked when the devil learns etiquette. High society has golden doors, dead souls, clean plates, dirty floors, rich men buying hoes. High society has no halo, no crown, just rich men rotting while the world bows down. High society has yep. Let the ballroom burn bright, not with fire, with names, with records, with light. They hate the poor because the poor still know how to need one another, still know how to eat together without making dinner feel like a business deal. Still know a child is not the doorway, not the weakness, not the price, not the secret, not the service, not the toy for men who already bought too much of the world. The worst men alive do not always yell. Some speak softly because the room already bowed. Some never threaten because the threat is built into their address. Some never run because every exit was drawn with their name on it. High society, hell, golden doors, dead souls, clean plates, dirty floors, rich men buying holes. High society, hell, locked rooms, long nights, the poor get cages, the rich get time. Let the names lose perfume, let the portraits rot on the wall, let their rewards taste like rust, let their galas hear footsteps from every girl they failed. Let the donor plaque start sweating, let the museum wings whisper after midnight. Let every school that cash the check wake up choking on its own good name. There is a kind of evil that does not break in. It gets welcomed, it signs the book, it funds the building, it hugs the dean, it shakes the minister's hand, it sits for dinner, it asks for privacy, and everybody who loves access more than children ask. High society, golden doors, dead souls, clean plates, dirty floors, rich men buying holes. High society, locked rooms, long nights, the victim gets questioned, the buyer gets wine. Drag the chairs outside, open every window, read every name they tried to soften with titles, count every flight they tried to bury in paperwork, follow the money, search the foundations, question the favors, break the pretty little language that made rotten men sound important. Call them what they are, not visionaries, not patrons, not troubled geniuses, not tragic men with complicated lives. Call them buyers of human ruin, call them landlords of the locked room, call them parasites with passports, call them old hunger in new suits, call them men who mistook money for permission and found the world cowardly enough to agree. High society, golden doors, dead souls, clean plates, dirty floors, rich men buying holes. High society, locked rooms, long nights, the judge moves slow, the paper stays polite. Look at the orbit, the soft-handed friends, the smiling helpers, the men who knew how to stand close without saying anything. The drivers, the lawyers, the bankers, the hosts, the guests who returned after hearing enough. The rooms had witnesses, the halls had memory, the tables had ease. The walls knew which girls left different than they entered. Maybe they did not know every hour, every door, every name, but they knew enough to feel the air and stay anyway. That is the charge, they stay because the wine was good, they stay because access is a drug, they stay because rich men turn weak men into furniture. The lawyer became furniture, the banker became furniture, the editor became furniture, the scholar became furniture, the minister became furniture, all seated nicely inside a house that should have been empty by conscience. High society, golden doors, dead souls, clean plates, dirty floors, rich men buying homes. High become markets, their friendships become trades, their dinners become auctions, their laughter sounds leased, their touch feels purchased. Their names grow famous while their hearts stay unfit for ordinary love. That is why they hate the poor. The poor still share bread without turning bread into strategy. The poor still grieve without calling grief bad for the brand. The poor still know that a child belongs to mourning, to safety, to school books, to sleep, to laughter, to somebody waiting at the door. Not to men with islands, not to men with jets, not to men with sealed rooms and smiling guests, not to men who buy silence then call it peace, not to men who buy bodies then call it need. Society, golden doors that so clean plates, dirty floors, rich men buying homes. Society, locked rooms, long nights, the victim gets questioned, the buyer gets wine. Let this song walk into the bar room with mud on its shoes. Let it ruin the carpet, let it point at the table, let it say what everyone paid themselves not to know. The sickness was never hidden, it was hosted, it was introduced, it was toasted, it was seated near power, it was photographed with respect, it smiled under chandeliers, it donated to museums, it funded booings, it ate beside presidents, it shook hands with men who later claimed their hands were clean. No, the rich do not get the softer name for evil. No, the rich do not get the gentle word for R. No, the rich. They built a world on paper money, borrowed peace and obedient allies. They call it order, they call it freedom, they call it the age of open seas. But the dollar sat on the throne and every nation paid rent to breathe. America stopped making, China kept building, the factories crossed oceans, the bankers stayed home. Steel became numbers, labor became charts, Wall Street became the last religion of a hollow empire. And now the bill came due. The bill came due for every closed mill, every soul off town, every worker traded for cheaper hands abroad. The bill came due for every banker who confused gambling with genius. The bill came due for every ruler who thought a market could replace a nation. An empire that cannot build will threaten. An empire that cannot inspire will coerce. An empire that cannot feed its own people dignity will point overseas and name an enemy. Russia, China, Iran. Always another rival, always another border, always another fire to keep the throne warm. But the empire is not dying because strangers hate it. The empire is dying because it sold its bones and worshipped the receipt. Now it strangles its enemies and eats its friends. Europe pays tribute and calls it alliance. Japan is handed a sword and told to face China. Taiwan is praised until its factories are wanted elsewhere. The ally used to be protected, now the ally is harvested. This is what old empires do when the sun goes low. They cannibalize the table, they sell weapons to the frightened, they sell gas to the freezing, they sell debt to the obedient, then call the wound partnership. The old empire smiles with blood in its teeth. buys flags, it buys experts, it rehearses grief before the boys are even buried. Young men will be told to die for routes, for ports, for pipelines, for old promises made by men too rich to bleed. And at home the roof is cracking. The old hold the wealth, the young hold the debt. The old own the houses, the young rent despair. The old call it laziness when ladders disappear. The young gamble because work no longer opens doors. The nation becomes a casino with the flag outside. The rulers become managers of collapse. The news becomes a choir for the next war. The scholar becomes a servant with footnotes. The politician becomes a salesman for the men who own the room, and still they say, this is stability. No, this is an empire, forgetting how death smells. This is a throne made of debt. This is a palace with no kitchen. This is a country that can bomb but cannot bless. This is a machine that can count profit but cannot count grief. The peace was rented, the feast was borrowed. The friends were customers, the enemies were useful. The people were tired, the rulers were old. The world was changing, the empire was warned, and the bill came due. So let the record say, they had drones but no wisdom. They had markets but no mercy. They had allies but no friends. They had money but no meaning. They had flags for every coffin and excuses for every crime. When empires get old, they do not grow wise. They grow hungry. First they eat the distant poor, then they eat the workers, then they eat their allies. Then they look around the empty room and call themselves betrayed. The bill came due. The bill came due. The paper throne shook. The old beast roared. The world stopped kneeling and the empire learned too late. You cannot outsource your soul and remain alive. The host started eating guests when the feast got low. Called it friendship, called it trade, called it how the world must go. Europe brought its silver, Japan brought its steel, Taiwan brought its factories. All of them were told to kneel. The host smiled wide with a knife in his sleeve, said, you are safe with me, just pay me to breathe. The host started eating it when the throne got weak, sold them gas at winter price, then called the silence peace. Sold them weapons, sold them fear, sold them debt with flags, then sent their sons toward the fire with prison body bags. This is how old empires move when our bones go thin. They do not build new houses, they tax the ones that let them in. They do not save their table knows, the carpet knows, the servants know, the wine glass knows, the treaty knows, the pipeline knows, the poor man knows. Before the king admits it, the whole room smells like something finished. The dollar sat high like a tired little god, still demanding worship from nations it robbed. But paper burns, debt rots, the old beat shakes, the market sings hymns while the ship hull breaks. America sold the hammer, America sold the wheel, America sold the worker and kept only the deal. Now the hands are soft, now the mills are ghosts, now the bankers gamble and the gamblers boast. A nation that cannot make must threaten, a nation that cannot lead must shout, a nation that cannot feed must blame the world for finding its own way out. So Russia becomes a pivot, China becomes the store, Iran becomes a warning every time the throne feels warm. Always another enemy, always another flame, always another poor boy dying for a rich man's game. The host started eating guests when the kitchen went bare. Took the bread from allies and called it their fair share. Took the factories, took the ports, took the chips, took the ore. Then asked why the decks were standing near the door. Europe, wake up, your protector sells the cage. He sells you back your own fear with interest and rage. He cuts you from cheap heat and rents you frozen air. He tells you it is loyalty to bleed while he prepares. Say it plain, no holy mass, no polished name, no noble speech, no rescue plan, just an old empire with a knife in its hand. The friend became a meal, the ally became meat, the treaty became seasoning under the butcher's feet. The host started eating guests when the guests forgot their name, forgot their own houses, forgot their own claims, forgot that a friend who profits from your wound is not a friend, just a banker standing near your tomb. This is not order, this is a racket. This is not peace, this is a jacket made from the skin of smaller lambs, stitched by think tanks and soft white hands. The host started eating guests, the host got old, the throne got paper, the rooms got cold. The feast was borrowed, the wine was dead. The guests kept smiling while the knives were set. And when the last blade emptied, when the last song died, the host looked around with empire in his eyes. No friends left, no bread left, no truth left, no shame, just bones on the table and a flag for a name. The host started eating guests. The world should have known, when empires grow old, they do not die alone.
He lights the match, then sells you water, calls it safety, calls it trade. Breaks your window, then sells you glass, calls it friendship when you pay. That is not protection, that is a racket with a flag. That is not alliance, that is a league with better language. He tells Europe, fear the winter, then cuts the pipe and sells the coal. He tells Japan, face the dragon, then sells a sword and counts the gold. He tells the island, you are precious, then asks the insurance, smoke for sale. The arsonist is checking mail. Fire insurance, sign the page. Pay the man who built the cage. He calls it defense. When you buy his weapons, he calls it loyalty. When you take his debt, he calls it freedom. When your children inherit bills from wars they never meant, he calls it stability. When your leaders lower their eyes, he calls it partnership. When your country learns to apologize for wanting its own life. This is how the old power moves, not always with booze. Sometimes with contracts, sometimes with banks, sometimes with fuel, sometimes with maps, sometimes with experts who explain why your hunger is responsible, sometimes with papers that insist your humiliation is reasonable. The empire does not say, give me tribute, it says, meet your obligations. The empire does not say, carry my war, it says, share the burden. The empire does not say, plead for my throne, it says, stand with democracy, then sends the invoice before the funeral. Fire insurance, smoke for sale. The arsonist is checking mail. Fire insurance, sign the page. Pay the man who built the cage. The old world order was never a garden. It was a toll road with soldiers. It was a bank vault with him too. It was a borderless market for the powerful and a locked room for the poor. It taught nations to sell their hands, then mocked them for having no tools. It taught workers to bury their mills, then mocked them for having no pride. It taught rulers to kneel, then called them weak for bending. Now the empire looks around and sees the world standing straighter. So it panics, a panic with aircraft, a panic with sanctions, a panic with think tanks, a panic with speed.